Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Last month, Ann-Chirchir, do you remember how this lady grabbed the headlines about how an oil consignment that she had imported was being stolen by powerful people in government? And the clouds gathered. We all gathered in the social media spaces trying to fight for her, rather asking the government to do the necessary. And she came out and sold an emotional story about how she met Cabinet Secretary Chirchir. She was told to report to DCI. She went to DCI and she came out on record saying that she went missing and she was kidnapped by some people. You know, to date, neither the DCI nor any other government officer has always responded to the claim by Ann-Chirchir. And I was asking, why all that silence? And Kenyans sympathized and empathized with this lady because we felt, or the country was feeling, that it was a case of just robbery. Now, what I'm going to tell you in this video is going to shock you. Because, and I think Raila Odinga is saying that it was a case of deal gone wrong. Parliament summoned her last month twice. She skipped the summons and never responded because she was supposed to shed more light on that case. Remember, it had already been presented in court. And she's again due to appear before a parliamentary committee on 22nd, that is, I think, on Friday, just to shed more light. And Ann-Chirchir has gone silent. Now, as that was going on, despite of this 17 billion oil saga getting the national interest and the country engulfed in a heated conversation about who is the owner of the oil, why is someone buying it, where is the money, how about all those questions. And we said here that we will never know the truth, and we have normalized not knowing the truth because those who are supposed to tell you the truth, they will try to make sure you don't get it. Now, I just took this is Standard. This is page, Wednesday Standard on page 10. I want you to look at this headline here. Judge declines Njeri's prayer to close oil ownership dispute file. So, after complaining and saying that the oil consignment belonged to her, and that some powerful people had already, or maybe were denying her, were trying to start that oil consignment from her, she went to court and was asking the presiding judge, Justice Dennis Kizito, to close the dispute file because the oil consignment she's already chasing had been offloaded, and that case do not hold any merit, or rather saying she cannot recoup that oil consignment. Justice Kizito dismissed Njeri's import and export enterprises claim, and she said that that court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain the dispute given that the oil had already been offloaded and the ship had departed. That's number one. Number two, Njeri is also telling the court that the case had changed to a commercial one, but the judge said he was yet to separate wheat from the chaff regarding ownership of the consignment ferried to Mombasa. The judge is saying he wants to separate wheat from the chaff. He wants to know the truth. And Ann should not lecture him, or rather talk about jurisdiction or that had been offloaded or not. And in fact, that judge is doing God's work, Lord's work, because that is what me and you wants to know. Everything about it had been offloaded is not a problem. Of course, it had to be offloaded. It could not stay there for long because it was to be used. So the judge is saying that he's not going to close the case. And in fact, this is the reason. He has pointed out some contradictions here I want us to get, because he's saying we must know the truth. This is what he's saying. According to the judge, the view that a bill of lading was produced by Njeri dated October 9th indicated that the cargo was shipped aboard the ship. Another document, a cargo manifest of the same date, also indicated that the cargo was prepaid. So someone is saying it was aboard ship, someone is saying it was prepaid. So that is between Njeri and KRA. Now, Justice Kisitu said that KRA did not help either in the matter, and according to him, a manifest produced by the authority would have easily helped him determine the ownership of the contested consignment. So what the judge is saying is, I must know who is the owner. Oh, I promise that, Judge. Justice Kizito, you are trying, but this one you can't be told. Now, he noted another contradiction, that the document filed was not helpful, adding that there were two bills of lading. On one hand, Njeri's document indicated that she had shipped diesel, while Galana's showed the consignment was gasoline. Government said that oil that Njeri was claiming was hers belonged to Galana. Now, Njeri said she brought diesel, Galana is saying it was gasoline. So that judge is asking, which is which? That is contradiction number one. Contradiction number two. Here. There is a lot, therefore, that I need to ascertain the root of ownership and the contract of carriage. Justice said, according to the judge, according to Justice Kizito, Njeri's bill of lading showed that oil was 100,000 metric tons of diesel. On the other hand, he said, Galana's document, according to Njeri, it was 100,000 metric tons of diesel. According to the bill of lading from Galana document, the consignment was local gasoline worth 49,491,000 metric tons, and transit gasoline of 44, which means a total of not 93, 49,000 and 44,000. So according to Galana, it was a total of 93,000 metric tons. Njeri is saying 100,000 metric tons of diesel. Galana is saying the consignment was 93,460 metric tons of gasoline. Now, the judge is saying the puzzle was also, how could a tanker carrying 43,460 metric tons of gasoline discharge 100,000 metric tons of diesel? The two products, as presented by Njeri and Galana, were different, and I was unclear who bought what and who brought what. And the judge is saying there is another option of these parties withdrawing the case, but they will bear the cost. In fact, he has said that he wants the parties to flag the proper manifest, which is auto-generated and not an Excel form generated from Kariako. And at the same time, he's saying they should give evidence of payment for the contract to ship the oil. According to him, the best evidence is one that should come from a foreign bank. Wow. Yani, Njeri alituzungusha hapa. Oh, oil ni yangu, I was what? All that story. Saizi anataka kesi ifungwe, and according to her, the case is not now, it's no longer a criminal case. What are you reading within the lines? I want to urge you, get your copy of the Standard today. Just grab the Standard. You will get that story. By Standard, you'll get that story on page 10, Wednesday Standard. And utajisomea, you'll understand what exactly is happening. I want to interpret this development on this case. But before that, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Thank you very much for those who support our podcasts. You know, four things I'm saying. Do you remember when Okia Omtata said that the money that was used to buy this, the 17 billion, could be from the consolidated fund? And he was dismissed by the Twitter-based economic advisor, David Lee, as someone who was just running a propaganda. There is something I can tell you. That consolidated fund expose by Okia Omtata was a game changer in this case. And I may not be shocked at some point if Ann was silenced by some stipend. Give a stipend, some cash, given some money and told, keep quiet. What changed the strategy to silence this case, to suppress this case, could have been the issue of the 17 billion game changer. I have also realized that, you know, even the Raila, no, but I think Raila team were not so, any other people, even the media that had passionately been, the mainstream media that passionately had been following up this case, gave up on the case. I don't know whether intentionally or just to make sure that they don't cross paths. People kept quiet on this case. It is because that Omtata push, expose, that this money could have come from a consolidated fund is something that made heads to roll. Number two, the deep state is in a well choreographed, coordinated cover-up scheme. There is a cover-up. That is why these things are not just happening in silos. The fact that Ann-Chirchir cannot appear in the parliamentary committee, and remember, she dodged because they knew that Parliament was going for recess, so this was not going to happen. But again, the date had been set on 22nd. We're waiting to see, and I can promise you she will not go. That's number one, dodging. Number two, the case to be closed. And the person asking the case to be closed is actually Ann-Chirchir, who was the complainant. He was the person that was complaining, crying for justice. So has justice finally been served to her? It is very clear that there are some powers, the forces, that have told Ann-Chirchir, you either keep quiet or keep quiet. And it is clear on a cover-up mission. That is something I can read just about that story. Number three, Ann was a whistleblower. And she was just a disgruntled whistleblower in the sense of a deal between two people gone wrong. Maybe I don't get my share. And because I have been pushed to the periphery, I turn to be a whistleblower. And you know how this case was going to evolve is that that whistleblower in this case was going to become a witness. And the case will drag. If she will continue, she will become a witness. The reason why she was a whistleblower is, if you follow the whole drama about it, there is a way she was a threat in this issue. And that is why you will see, I want you to imagine if indeed she appeared and she disappeared, or she was kidnapped as she was saying, or that she went missing as she was saying. She came back and she was so bold, and you would even call press briefing to narrate what exactly had happened. And most of us were saying, hey, umekuwa kidnapped. Na bado na kuna nguvu ya kuja kuongea. Even Rai was kidnapped, and Rai has never spoken about what happened the fateful day. So the way she came up, and I think even the lawyers and those around her advised her to come out so that she can speak out. Because speaking out was going to attract the national interest in that case. Then people will actually know. Then from that, no one will harm her, because then people will actually join the dots that if you kill so and so, then so and so has been killed because of this. So, in the way she conducted herself, she was actually a whistleblower. And the whole case, even that case that she took there, was just to manage the situation. In fact, I can tell you that players, the stakeholders in this case, just managed Ann-Chirchir. She was being managed very well, very comfortable, very careful, well managed, so that she doesn't speak beyond what she had spoken. Number 4, why do you think this judge is going out of his way to say, I want to know the truth? Think about it. Why do you see the judge is pursuing the public interest in the case, and in fact, fighting for the public good? There is an easier way in this of just saying, oh, Mimi, if you want to withdraw the case, if you want me to close the case, and the judge has said, I'm not going to close the case. If the case is to end, then it has to be withdrawn by you. And after it is withdrawn, it will come at a cost. And maybe if it is withdrawn, if Ann withdraws the case, the cost is at Ann. Supposed to cover the cost, then she has the money to pay the cost. That is what is the discussion going on there. The fact that there is people in the judicial criminal justice system that are pursuing public interest is a good gesture of how, is a good gesture to tighten the accountability question on our governance. I have always said one thing, that governance is a big problem in every sector. But again, it will take the greater good of Kenyans, all Kenyans, to have the greater good to pursue good governance. It will not take one sector. It will take police, it will take the judge, the judiciary, it will take the politician, it will take the Kenyan to say, I want to know the truth. So that, in journalism, you normally say, in your path of knowing the truth, you don't look for the truth. You just follow the route to the truth. You follow, if you know that the truth is in Kajiado, then you just follow your way to Kajiado. So the more your source will be telling you, let's branch here, you just show the people that the country, my source is saying, let's branch here. Then the public will have a good view of the case. This is what is going on here. The judge is just telling us what they are saying. So the more this story comes out, then we can join the dots. Ladies and gentlemen, Anjuri aache mchezo. Atuambia oil ni nani? I think that's the best Kenyans can just ask, but I promise you we won't get it. That's not something we are going to know. Thank you.
Hii sasa unajua ni
picture.
Sawa.
Yes.
Hi guys, so we're here as we had promised that we were coming to this other side of Kibera to deliver the wheelchairs. So because of the other residential training that the mothers of the kids had, we had to reschedule to this Sunday, and we've come here to Mekuja we've brought the 5 wheelchairs that we had earlier stated, even though we've not, wazazi wengine hawakumake, to manage around 3, yeah? Yeah. To manage 3, others are absent, but we've had the 3 that wako hapa, but the other wheelchairs we have, so tuna believe kwamba the team itawapatia wataweza kupewa the wheelchairs. Now I want to not introduce, but I want to give each parent atasema something a minute. But before them, I need to introduce these 2 ladies around me. I know you're seeing them you've seen them for the second time. So Kawira is normally our admin. Sasa tukishafanya, she's the person that an engine behind all this, and we also have else on this end. So Kawira, itabidi uongee na watu alafu tuwapatie.
Okay, so for me, I'm just going to say thank you for the people who came through. As you can see, we were able to get the 5 wheelchairs, and thank you so much for watu wenye waliweza pia ku come through for us, mkatupea the funds. We really appreciate, and also for the management, we just want to believe that wenye wajamii kukuja pia watapewa zenye zimepatikana. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Mama Benja, I say something.
Okay. Mimi nasema ni asante kwa hiyo organization yenu ambayo mmeamua mnasaidia watoto wenye wana disability. Pia nashukuru kwa hii wheelchair ambayo mmetusaidia nayo. Kama mimi nilikuwa already, watu walikuwa wananicheka kila wakati ni mtoto wako kwa mgongo. So nimefurahia kwa sababu Benjamin atakapokalia hii wheelchair itakuwa ni kazi rahisi, ni kumsukuma tu, nikimlete therapy, maybe nataka kuenda somewhere, ni kusukuma tu. Nashukuru kwa hayo ambayo mmetenda, na mzidi kutenda. Mbarikiwe sana. Ni hayo tu, na mbarikiwe.
Hata mimi naitwa Eva ama Mama Nancy ndio huyu. Kwangu ni kurudisha shukrani kwenu. Juu ni wengi, watu ni wengi wangetukumbuka lakini hawakutukumbuka, lakini nyinyi mmetukumbuka, na sisi tuko hapa tukisema ni asante. Mungu awabariki na waongezee wema.
Na mimi naitwa Saga Kemto, Mama Gloria. Gloria ndio huyu already amekalia wheelchair. Na mimi nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu yenu. Mungu amewatumia, mmekuja kutusaidia. Ndio watoto kama Gloria ni mkubwa, kumbeba kwa mgongo ni shida. Nashukuru Mungu, Gloria amepata wheelchair, ataendea shule Januari. Wacha Mungu awabariki. Mali hiyo pesa imetoka, na Mungu airudishe. Mbarikiwe sana na Mungu awaongezee. Nimeshukuru. Thank you.
Yes, so yes, on behalf of this amazing team, asante sana. I'm just short of words. We mentioned that intervention ya disability, we will try to still upscale. Nimerealize kwamba the number of kids in need of wheelchairs ni wengi sana. We cannot, but I believe with this start, as we roll into 2024, we'll be able to support and develop this as a full program, and support the team that we have here, so that we move forward. Asante sana.